All right, so I'm Allie. I'm a rising senior on the team. I have historically played in the midfield. And I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I am an environmental science major, but I'm probably looking to get into sports after, so it's kind of about me.
I'm Emily. I also go by Dunks or Dunkle. I'm a rising junior. I play center back and I'm a biochem major.
Also from Chicago.
Oh yeah, from Chicago too.
I'm Allison. I'm also going to be a senior. I'm from Princeton, New Jersey. I've played outside back, outside wing, little bit backup goalie for a minute there, kind of all over. Um, but I'm a psychology major and minoring in educational studies.
The MK, why don't you tell us who you are?
Hi, my name's MK. I graduated in 2019 and I am a Dickinson alum.
Yeah, what do you do now?
Absolutely nothing. Figuring my life out.
She's down. She's working down at Hopkins, trying to get herself ready for med school. Jess, what's going on with you?
Hello, I'm Jess. I graduated in 2022, but I did a fifth year semester this past fall, so super recent alum. I majored in international business and management when I was at Dickinson, and now I'm in Dallas, Texas, working in consulting.
Awesome. And Heather, yeah, please tell us a little bit about you.
Well, hi, everybody. I think I met a couple of you at the alumni game, but I'm Heather Duran. I am class of 2013, so throwing it back. When I was at Dickinson, I studied history and I was a left back. So it's nice to hear about all the defenders in this group. And I now live in Maryland, but I work for the Smithsonian in DC.
Nice. What part of Maryland are you in, Heather?
I'm in Frederick, so I'm just an hour away from you all.
Okay, great. I'm from Columbia, so not too far. So awesome. Wait, I appreciate everyone making a little time tonight. Yeah, so why don't I talk a little bit about the team? I mean, firstly, where the program's at right now. We've had some really sustained, unprecedented success in the program over these past 4 years. Some statistics to throw a few of those at you to start. I mean, we're 24, 9, and 7 over the past 4 years in Centennial Conference regular season matches, which is the second highest win percentage in the conference, behind a team that shall not be named. We've made it to 2 of the past 3 Centennial Conference championship games. We've made it to 3 of the past 4 Centennial Conference semifinals. We're regular season champs in 2019, been ranked as high as number 11 in the country, and made it to the Sweet 16 back in 2019. So have had a lot of, as far as just results and statistics, had a ton of success, and something that we're obviously super, super proud of. But I mean, I think any of you guys that have been a part of the program know that that's not really how we define ourselves. The winning and that sort of stuff is a byproduct of what we really focus on at Dickinson and with the women's soccer team is our culture and our values and our mission of continuously striving to be our best, obviously on and off the field. And to me, that's always the primary focus, is that mission, and then our values of our 2 core foundational values of selflessness and relentlessness. So obviously attitude and effort is what built into those values. And when I find that we stay true to those, and obviously we've added accountability, trust, and respect, when we stay true to those values, great things happen. Even when we do hit adversity, even when we do hit rough patches, we can work our way through them. And I feel like last year was a great example of that. I mean, if you had told us at the beginning of the season, actually even more likely, if you had told us in the middle of the season that we were going to be finishing top 2 in the conference and making the Centennial Conference championship game, no one would have believed it, even probably ourselves, maybe at that point, because yeah, we struggled the first half of the season. But like I said, we stayed true to ourselves, just didn't get too focused on results when we had a tough week or two towards the beginning of the season, and kept plugging away and just continually made ourselves better until we were at a point where our best was good enough to win games and win big games. And that was something, of course, we were very, very proud of. But I think it all goes back to kind of looking internally and looking back towards our team values and who we are and staying true to that. So that's where we've found success, and that's where the sustained success has come from. It doesn't mean we never hit any bumps in the road, but like I said, I mean, I think if you look at it now over many years, our culture does breed success and results. So we're super excited about that. As far as this upcoming season, yeah, I mean, it's a really exciting time. I mean, this is a transitional year for us. I mean, we lost 5 starters off last year's team due to graduation. And they were all 5 all-conference players. So what that means is that there's a ton of opportunity now within the program for we're going from a very veteran team to obviously a bit of a younger team. So there's lots of opportunities for players of all ages to really step up and make impacts on the field. So I love coaching those young teams. Those have been some of our most successful teams. I mean, 2019 was a very young team when we made that nice run. I think having a young team brings a lot of like excitement, and it's fun to figure out what our identity is going to be this year. I mean, we're going to still be figuring out formations and lineups and all that sort of stuff throughout preseason. It's not really ingrained in really any way at this point. And I love that. I mean, we got to figure ourselves out. I think that's a fun process. So, yeah, I mean, as far as the preseason's concerned, I mean, that's going to be the focus, is bringing the team together. We got a large freshman class joining us, and obviously we got a great core of returning players, and now it's kind of bringing it all together and making sure we're working as a cohesive unit. For those of you guys that have played for me, you know that a lot of preseason is based on the classroom sessions and the culture building. That's certainly going to be a big part of this preseason. And we want to do a lot of fun team building stuff. We're doing, as you guys may remember, Jess and MK, no, I'm sorry, MK, you may have graduated by then, but we did a cooking class. We're going to do that again this preseason. So that'll be fun. And we're going away for our first, our first 2 games of the season are at a road tournament down in St. Mary's, Maryland. So we'll be spending the weekend in a hotel and playing St. Mary's and Salisbury for our first 2 games of the season. So yeah, so we're trying to do a lot of things that are going to hopefully help unite and bond the team very early on in the season, because we do have a short preseason and we got to figure out a way to come together quickly. Yeah, and then I mean, then it's a sprint. We're jumping right into our non-conference slate. We've got some good rematches with some games we maybe would have wanted to have back a little bit from last year. So like Susquehanna and York, we get to play them again. Obviously we got Messiah on the docket as well. So a tough non-conference slate. And then certainly jump right into conference play with well, they've changed the order this year. So we open up with Washington College this year, and then have Hopkins number 2, second game of the conference season. So yeah, so it's a different order this year, which brings fun and excitement as well. But I guess, yeah, alums, I don't want to just talk at you guys this whole time, and you guys have got players here too. So I want to let kind of open it up to them for a minute and let you guys speak from like a player's perspective, just kind of what you guys are excited about for the season. If anyone wants to start, Allison or anyone.
Yeah, I think that like having a young team is really exciting, because even though like I'm going to be a senior, the youngest team we've been a part of, me and Allie, is our freshman season, which we missed and just practiced like in a like COVID spring kind of. So that was like our youngest like growing as a team transition period. And this is like totally starting fresh with like a real fall season. So I think like, especially for us seniors, it's like every year we've like progressed a little bit more. Like we had nothing freshman year, then like we did all right our sophomore year, and last year we made it to the finals. So like we're kind of just psyched to like get back out there with everyone, especially after our whole class being abroad this past spring. We're just excited to get back out and like just like start fresh with the team and like just get after it and like hopefully go as far as we did last year and like just make it a season to remember.
Yeah, I mean, I think Allison pretty much summed that up as what we're all thinking, but I think that there's just a lot of excitement across the board for this team this season, coming into the season. Like, I haven't heard from as many players as I've heard from this summer, like ever before, of just like, I'm so excited, I'm so hyped for this season. And so I think the energy coming into it is just like hungry and ready to go. And like, just we have a huge freshman class, and freshmen are great because they come in and they're just super excited to be there, and they just like bring this different energy that you kind of like forget what it was like to have because you're like old and washed up now. But like but no, I think that everyone's just like super psyched. I think everyone's been kind of revving up these last couple of weeks especially, and just like ready to move in. I know a lot of people are kind of coming early just to be in Carlisle and feel this place and all that it has to offer. So no, I think everyone's just really excited. And I haven't felt this type of energy going into a season yet. So I have a good feeling about this one, just pretty much about everything.
I mean, I don't have much to add to that. I gotta say, every year I'm psyched to play Messiah and Hopkins. So I'm excited to play Hopkins early this time and catch him off guard is a hope. And also get back the York game. Like, we just did not play well that game, and like to come back and just like demolish them, like it would be nice. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. So yeah, Sydney, anything you want to add?
Oh, I realized I was unmuted the whole time. Sorry, guys, if you heard anything. But no, I'm just excited to see how everyone plays. I mean, I thought we had our ups and downs. We rated ourselves like we usually do, but God, when we had our highs, it was amazing. And I'm so excited to see, like, that was just spring freshmen and sophomores. So I'm so excited to see the incoming freshmen now and the rising seniors. I mean, God, it's your last season, guys. Congrats, making this far, 1 and 2. Have fun with it. Like, I'm just excited to watch everyone grow and be here. So no, yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, at this point, certainly want to open up to any of our alums have any questions or anything about the program in general, or this upcoming season, or really anything DWS related. No pressure.
I'll chime in. I'll take the pressure off first. I'm not an alum, but as one of the administrators on the call, I've asked all of our student athletes in the 2 sessions we've done like this so far. I've always asked, because they're normally always upperclassmen, if you could give first year you any piece of advice, what would it be and why?
I can go. I think the first thing that comes to my mind is like just have fun with it and like enjoy every single second. Like, I know for like our class, we missed a whole season, and so like all of it has just been like trying to take in as much of it as we can and like enjoying every second that we have gotten. And like now that we only have 1 season left, it's like kind of crazy to think how fast that's gone by and how quickly I know this season, like I'm going to look back and it's going to just be gone, and that's going to be it. So like to just be able to look back and like enjoy going out and playing with your best friends every day, like that's something so special. And I think that that's, if I could wish one thing for everybody, it's to be able to look back and see that that's what you had.
All right, well, Allison's gonna make me cry, but I think my piece of advice would just be like the people make the place. So you can go anywhere and make it a good experience or make it a bad one, but it's really just like the people and the relationships that you form that are going to make it what it is. So like, especially for advice for freshmen on this team, like you automatically have essentially like 20 best friends on this team who aren't in your class, and then 29 people total that like are there for you and like want to be your best friend and want to help you out as much as possible. So like form the relationships and focus on those more than anything else, and the rest will come. Like the fun will come, the good soccer will come too, but just people make the place. And Dickinson is, I think, like the best example of that I've ever found, is that I just love the people here, and that's why I like it here.
I don't know if I really have any advice for my younger self, but the one thing I can think of is like just being as present as possible, like as a freshman, and really just trying to like absorb everything and like be like a sponge freshman year, because like the college game is so different, and like there's gonna be like uncomfortable times, and just like really trying to like lean on the seniors and upperclassmen and like your coaches to really like absorb as much information as possible is, I think, like a helpful bit of advice.
That's awesome. And my more fun question is, what is your go-to must-have? You're exhausted in day in the heat. You really need your favorite meal to make you feel better. What is your go-to post-practice meal that you must have?
Okay, so it may not be like a meal, but it's definitely like a clementine or an orange or some type of fruit. Like after practice, it's just so nice.
I think after a hot practice is like, I think I'll probably drink like a gallon of water straight from the locker room. And then pretty much immediately, like, on a hot day, Chipotle just doesn't sound good.
No.
I would normally say Chipotle, but you just can't do it after preseason, and like knowing you have to get up the next day really early and do it again. Chipotle is a bad move. So I would go with just like a good like team pasta night. That would be my go-to post practice. Maybe a popsicle to finish the day.
Yeah.
My
No
favorite
playa?
Pie is a good option. My favorite thing is the chocolate milk in the calf. We'll like leave practice and I'm like, I just can't wait to get there. And I'm always hoping that the football team didn't drink it all, because that happened to me too many times sophomore year, and it was just really sad and ruined my day. So chocolate milk in the calf for sure.
Okay, now I'll turn it over to, now that I've broken the ice, I'll turn it over to the alums if you guys have any questions you want to ask them.
I'll throw out a question. Besides Hopkins and Messiah, so not counting those two, who are you guys most excited to play this season and why? Because obviously Hopkins and Messiah are always the top two.
Gettysburg. I'm so excited to play
Gettysburg
Gettysburg
for sure.
I cannot wait to beat Gettysburg. Crossing my fingers. We hit the post 4 times last year. It ended up in a tie. It was a crazy game. And I love to just like see them kind of derail themselves and just start fighting with each other. It's just like really a good feeling for us, because we're like, wow, we have a great team culture. And they just are always our little 45-minute away rival. So I'm excited. I'm really excited to play Gettysburg.
Mm-hmm. Also McDaniels. I feel like it was toe and toe last time. McDaniel. It was like toe and toe the game last year. So I think that is another game I'm looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to SWAT because I think they're gonna be coming for us for sure. We beat them in the semifinals in a goal in overtime, which was about as tight as it gets. So that was pretty awesome. So I think they're gonna be gunning for us. So I think that'll be a good game for sure.
Okay, I'll break the silence again. If so, this is normally the part of the program where I jump in and explain what McAndrews is and how it supports these student athletes and why it's important to continue to support these athletes, both with your time by giving up some time tonight, but with your talent and continuing to engage with these student athletes and helping them make connections that help them post college, because they're all going to get there at some point. And then my job is to talk about the treasure part and how philanthropy really impacts the student athlete experience, especially with the McAndrews Fund. Athletics is unique that it has this funding opportunity because not all of our programs across campus share that same ability. But athletics is the great unifier. We have kids from all over the place, geographic diversity, all kinds of we have a very diverse student athlete population. And I really, really, really encourage you to support these kids both with your time, talent, and your treasure with the McAndrews Fund. It really does help make their experience possible. Their new home in Dickinson Park is an entire philanthropy funded project. It is only made possible by the generosity of parents and alumni and people who really want to see these kids succeed in their 4 years that they have at Dickinson. So just really, really, really want to encourage you all to learn more about the McAndrews Fund, learn more about the impact that it has on the student athlete experience. And if you ever have any questions about what your philanthropy can do at the college or how that impact is present in these kids' lives while they're here on campus, my office is always a resource. Coach and I have a really, really great partnership. We work together all the time and with the leaders of the athletic department to make sure that these kids have the student athlete experience that they deserve, which is largely made possible with philanthropy. So Coach, do you want to talk about a little bit more about how the McAndrews Fund impacts your program specifically?
Yeah, sure. I mean, through donations from parents and alums over the past few years, I mean, we've been able to do a lot of really exciting things. I mean, we did a team trip to Columbus, Ohio last year. I mentioned the trip that we're taking down to St. Mary's. So like none of that is built into the budget. Like we don't have built-in money, and the school doesn't provide money in the budget for overnight, like for bus trips, for hotels, for that sort of stuff, all that meals, all the stuff that it takes to take a 30 plus player team overnight for a couple nights. So certain like the cooking class, for example, I just mentioned, and we did like a go-karting last year, and like any of that team bonding sort of stuff is all comes out of fundraising. We've been able to purchase team travel kits that like with travel sweat tops and pants and short sleeves shirts and shorts for the players each of the past 2 seasons, and that's stuff that they get to keep and take with them, and that's a new thing that we hadn't been able to do for teams in the past. So yeah, so no, I mean, there's lots of great things that it allows us to do. I mean, and not to mention allows us to get myself or Sydney out to important recruiting events around the country to help keep our team as competitive as possible. So yeah, so no, it's we go well above and beyond whatever our budget can cover, and that's what allows us to stay competitive with the schools like Hopkins and Swarthmore and so on. So yeah, no, it's really, really important.
Perfect. Thanks, Ted. Ted, did you have anything you wanted to add? I know I kind of went a little off script.
No,
but
you're fine. No, big things. Just wanted to add, just kind of looking forward for to future some future alumni events coming up. On the 30th of September, we're doing the combined men's and women's soccer alumni networking event. That's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on campus. And then we had play Haverford that afternoon. So it should be a fun day for alums and the team. We pushed, I put it in a letter, on an email out to you guys. So hopefully you saw that we're pushing the alumni game from the fall this year to the spring. Just we have a really condensed preseason this year. There just really wasn't time to fit it in. So we're going to try to do something different this year where we do the men's and a women's alumni games on the same date in sometime in the spring. And hopefully, yeah, be a great opportunity to bring alums from both programs back to campus. So yeah, so no, and then Rand, if you want to talk about it, I think there's an alumni tailgate in Philadelphia, right?
Sure, yeah. So if you are in the Philly area, or if you're anywhere near your Ursinus, or you just want to come out and watch and cheer for them on an away game, our alumni relations office is planning to do some sort of tailgate in between the men's and women's games, because they'll both be there that day. We're going to invite all of our alumni community, so it's a really great opportunity to meet your fellow Dickinsonians in the Philadelphia area, maybe that you didn't put a jersey on or with or play next to, but just a really great opportunity to bring the whole campus community around an athletic event. Athletics are the great connector. I think not just everybody on this call, but a lot of the administration at the college is starting to recognize the important role that athletics play at Dickinson. I'm very excited for the future of the department, but also for the future of the college and the role that athletics plays in building a campus community and a campus experience that is impactful for all of our students, not just the ones that are competing on the field, even though that's why we're here. That's why we're all here tonight. So that'll be happening. Ted, you're gonna have to remind me when you play Ursinus this year. But that's what I think it's sometime in October, but that's when
it's mid to late October. I don't have the date off the top of my head, but yeah, it's a Saturday in mid to late October.
Perfect. So if you're looking for something to do on a chilly fall Saturday and you're anywhere near the Philly area, that'll be happening as well. So we're really, really excited about that as well.
Awesome. Well, yeah, well, no, I'll leave it at that. And no, just want to say thank you guys for everyone for showing up tonight. Really appreciate it. And yeah, and we'll be doing our best to keep you guys updated throughout the season as well. And I guess one last thing was kind of Rand to build on. Yeah, we're doing I'll just, if you don't mind me announcing it here, we're going to do a little kind of a men's and women's soccer like giving challenge where in September, where we're going to do a little friendly competitive challenge, see which program can get more donations over a certain time period in September. So yeah, just a fun way to support the program.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. One thing I've learned in my time here, I've been at Dickinson about a year. One thing I've learned is that just because you graduate doesn't mean you stop being competitive. So I'm really, really excited to see what our men's and women's teams can do to support these kids and their experience. I know you're all young adults, but so I apologize that I just called you kids. But I'm really excited to see what our alumni can do to support our student athletes throughout their season. So look for some more information about that. Lots of, as Coach mentioned, lots of exciting things coming out about women's soccer. Again, can't thank you all enough for joining us tonight. Hopefully this is a program that we can continue right around the beginning of every season. So for my seniors, I expect to see you on this phone call next fall when we're talking to upperclassmen then. So thank you all so much for being here tonight. Hope to see you all at a game this season, but the schedule is out online. So if you want to live stream them, if you want to learn more, follow the team on social, make sure you stay plugged into the program and keep up with these kids. And
Rayan,
Coach has one more thing to add.
I do, just because Heather, I just saw she put in the comments, she has a question.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I was radio silent before, but it took me a while to think of a question that, might be interesting. For the current players, what or how best would you like alumni to engage with you, especially ones you don't know? Because obviously, like, I'm quite far from the program. It's been a decade, and we didn't have much of an alumni network when I was there. So I'm curious, like, is showing up, is just donating money, is coming to games? Like, how would you feel most connected to alumni who played soccer at Dickinson that you might not know, who aren't like recent grads?
So I was just thinking maybe like with like the alumni game, like I feel like more like face-to-face interactions, I feel like would be able to build just like more of a connection between like the team here and like alumni, just because like 2013, like that, it's like 10 years out that you graduated. So it's, yeah, I think having more like interactions between like alumni and like current players, I think would, whether that be like come out to games or like the alumni game, or trying to figure out another way, like maybe we could do like a Zoom a month, or that may be too much, but like trying to find something where like we can interact with you guys more. And yeah,
I feel like our tailgates are a really great place to kind of just have conversations. Like every home Saturday game, we have a great tailgate put on by the parents and the girl squad, and it's just like tons of food. And I know that I've met a few alums and just like a few administrators too at tailgates, and it was just like a really good chance to just like sit, eat, and talk, and like get to know each other in that way. And it was casual. We just played a game. There was a lot to already talk about and break the ice with. So like I felt that that was like a really nice way. So for people who can come to games, it also just means a lot that like people keep up with us, and that like, you know, people are interacting, you know, with scores that get posted on social media, or people are you know, coming to games that don't know any current players, or, you know, aren't quite familiar with this new rising senior class or whatever it is. Like I think we just really appreciate the support, especially because like I know at Dickinson, for me, one of my favorite things has been that like women's sports support women's sports. And like beyond that too, you know, women alums tend to support the things that they were in pretty well. You know, whether that's sororities, life, or clubs, or team societies, whatever it is. And so I think that especially when it feels like we're coming from behind a lot of men's programs who have a larger alum base, that like it does mean a lot when we get to just see people and talk to people and like, you know, connect on LinkedIn at the very least. So if you can come to games, like I think that's probably our favorite, just because it means a lot to us, and it lets us know that like we're part of a legacy here.
Awesome. I mean, and yeah, and the other thing I'd say that I love seeing, I've seen this happen several times, where like alums, yeah, reach out and connect directly with players and alums. You can help do that through me if you're like Heather, like yourself, if you don't know any current players on the team, where like about internships and that sort of stuff, where like we had Addie Wright, one of our recent alums, she helped one of our current players, Jules, with an internship down in Houston, and really helped her out there. I mean, MK, I know that like your job at like you got a job at Hopkins, and then helped out other players like Kyra and Andy Zandy and so on. Like seeing alums help each other like professionally is something that I find really special. So yeah, I think that's something that I'd love to see us get a little bit more of, and get more organized with.
Yeah, I will say the alumni game last year, I actually connected with one of the seniors, and she and I have had some conversations about career stuff.
Oh,
I just
good.
know a lot of women's soccer people are in the like sciences, and that's so not my jam. So if you want to come to the humanities, I'm here.
Yeah. That's awesome. And yeah, and like I said, feel free, if like you know of an opportunity, like feel free to email me and I can pass it on to the team and make sure they're aware. And I know there's alumni fire and that sort of stuff too, but sometimes, yeah, it's just easy to send an email and I can spread the word.
And I'll lay it on extra thick. If you are interested in learning about volunteer opportunities from an alumni engagement perspective or from a fundraising perspective, I am happy to help facilitate those opportunities as well. I think especially from our women's side of the aisle, we are really looking to bolster the volunteers that are helping to support and engage and connect our women's athletics alumni, but also for our individual programs as well. As Allie mentioned, I think sometimes our men's program just have a more storied history. That doesn't mean they have more passion. That doesn't mean they have more commitment to their sport. I think it's probably the exact opposite. Don't tell them I said that. But please, if you are interested in volunteering or getting more engaged with the college or with the program on a deeper level, please reach out to me, and I can help kind of connect the dots and facilitate that for you. Perfect. Well, I'm gonna try to wrap this up twice. So thank you again, all of you, so much for joining, giving us some time this evening. Be sure to check out their schedule, games if you can. But other than that, we will catch you all in the stands at some point this season.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.